Hey there, my name is Jeremy Goodrich. I'm the host of the REI Clarity podcast. On the show, we help side hustle investors grow into full-time real estate investors, creating wealth for their families. And every single guest pulls together a thread of a common idea that it takes certain things to succeed in real estate investing. I believe there are 9 of those things, and this video is going to break that down for you. So let's dig right into it. The goal of everything is to grow wealth, right? And that's not just money. It's wealth for your family. It's wealth and happiness. It's wealth for your community. We're trying to make everything we do better, the world a better place, and we do that through real estate investing. So wealth is the goal, and there are 3 different columns of things that we have to do to get there, and each of those columns has 3 action steps. So let's dig right into it. First, you need to have clarity around what you're doing. And inside of that clarity space, you've got to know your strategy. Look, you can't just be throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it works. You've got to have a plan. Am I going to have annual tenants in my buy and hold spaces? Am I going to do short-term rentals? Am I going to do flips? Am I going to do wholesaling and not really own any property at all? Whatever strategy you decide on, you need to pick a strategy and move forward on it. Every good investor does this, and then they evolve from there. So know your strategy is number 1 and the first thing that you need to do. Number 2 is find the money. Look, things don't work without cash moving hands. That's the whole deal we're doing here. And so you've got to understand where the money is. Now, you don't have to have some wealthy friend or somebody who just has $100,000 sitting around ready to invest in whatever you think you want to do. You're going to have to find different ways to do that. That could be hard money lending. That could be banks. That could be, your grandma, or it could be other ways of connecting with people and finding money. But the second thing you have to do in finding clarity is find the money. And this next one I think is so incredibly important and left behind so many times. You've got to vision or forecast your future. I want you to think right now about what it looks like 5 years from now, even 10 years from now. What is if you know your strategy and you think you know how to find the money, what does your future look like? Vision that, believe that, and then start working towards it. You have to forecast your future, and then you can set waypoints in between now and then. We talk about that on the podcast a lot. You think about, 5 years out. So then if that's the case, what does 3 years out look like? What does 2 years out look like? What does 1 year look like? What do I need to have done in the next 3 months to be able to create that vision that I've imagined? So in the clarity column, we know our strategy, we find the money, and we forecast our future. The next one is connections. There is no doubt every single guest we have on the show talks in some way about the connections they have created. And so you need to create connections as well. And that is a slow process. So you need to start now with creating those connections. So what are the 3 action steps that we can do? Well, the first is starting to build a team. Now, this doesn't mean you have to hire 5 people. Most investment property owners don't have some big team of employees. What I'm talking about is a team of service members, folks who are going to take care of your properties in all different ways. So that's an accountant, that is a lawyer, that is an insurance agent, that is a realtor for sure, and a property manager if you feel like that's something you need or want. So you need to start thinking about who those people are, making phone calls, connecting with them, and having those conversations. So as you pull the trigger more and more, you know exactly who to connect with and you trust them to do their job in the process. The next thing is establish your mentors. Now, this could be a parent figure, this could be a friend, or this could be a stranger that you hire. There's lots of ways to establish mentors, but having someone who holds you to task on the things you say and the things you want to do is so important. That's kind of one piece of mentorship. And the other is just advice from someone that you really trust, right? You need both of those things to be able to really grow your real estate investing business. And so establish your mentor is the next thing. And then the last thing, this is something you can do right now. As soon as you get off this video, you want to grow your community. Look, there's tons of people out there, whether it's a physical community at church or at the baseball park or all the different things you might be doing in your actual neighborhood, putting on a shirt that says, "I buy houses." growing the community of people who know what you do and why you do it is so important. But that could also be Facebook, get online. There are tons of groups on Facebook where you can start to learn and start to understand and start to get to know. So grow your community. So you've got clarity, you've got connections, and now the final thing is you just got to do it. Implementation, right? And the first one is just take that risk. It's about jumping in. All of our guests talk about that first decision that they made, that first buy that they completed. And most of them didn't do it that well. They may not have bought the right property. They may not have bought at the right price, or they may not have understood something they had to do. Everybody's got a story, but these are all successful people that have these stories, and they took the risk and they figured it out from there. Now, I'm not suggesting you go out and buy a $10 million apartment. Think about what you want to do. Don't take huge risks, but take some risks and dig in. The next one is exit gracefully. And here's what I mean. Every buy, you need to think before you even make it how you're going to get out on the other end. So you want to understand how you're going to go in and how you're going to get out. Exiting gracefully means you understand from the very beginning of a deal how you're going to get out of that deal so that it's not weird and confusing on the back end and you don't lose out on the back end. So you want to exit gracefully. And then finally, this one is my favorite, and this is we rise by lifting others. You have to believe in investing that the more you do for other people, whether that's your tenants, whether that's someone who needs advice, whatever that is, whether that's your service providers, you are helping other people and you're doing good by them. And I promise you that if you're doing good by other people, it is going to help to lift you as well. So Rise by Lifting Others is all about thinking about the people around you and the community around you and making sure that you are a good steward of those things, and that will help you to grow wealth. All right. So one last thing before we go, a rookie mistake that I see lots of investment property owners make, and that is giving into distractions from your strategy. You cannot be distracted. If you're in these Facebook groups, you're growing connections, they're going to have so many different opportunities and things you can do. It almost spins your head. Do not get distracted. Focus on your strategy until you have it down, and then you can maybe add a second piece to that strategy. So a rookie mistake right from the beginning is giving into distractions from your strategy. All right, that is it. So if you have not done so, I would love it if you would go listen to our podcast. There's, again, lots of great guests on it. I think you'll learn a ton from that podcast. And I talked about connections in this video. And if you want to start those connections with the REI Clarity Facebook group, we would be happy to have you. We have a bustling community of investment property owners just like you who are ready to share information and rise by lifting others. All right. Well, if there's nothing else you do today, don't forget to shine.